Now, before we get into the video, I want to let you guys know about Pickswise.com. Pickswise is the home of sports picks and predictions. You can find the latest college basketball picks every game for every day, and they will give you a free pick for every single March Madness game once the tournament starts, and they'll be able to load in their picks right here. They will give you reasoning, sound reasoning from expert handicappers, from expert analysts. They feature the very best of the college basketball handicappers, and especially as it gets closer to March Madness, be sure to check them out and be sure to bet better with Pickswise. Sup guys, it's Alex here, and welcome to the 2021 Big 12 tournament predictions video. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting me to go ahead and do this, and finally the Texas TCU game wrapped up this last night. I'm going to go ahead and record it on Sunday night. It'll be coming out Monday night since it's like 10 o'clock right now and nobody's going to be watching it. But anyway, before I get into taking a look at the bracket and just kind of giving a recap of the Big 12 regular season, I want to say thank you guys for all the support you've been giving me on my channel over these last few videos, whether it be the tournament predictions videos, whether it be the bracketology videos, and especially coming up here in the next week. The Selection Sunday show is literally less than a week away. It is like 6 days and 21 hours, something like that. I don't know. I'm just super excited for it. But I am doing a 7,000 subscriber giveaway. If we hit 7,000 subscribers by next Sunday, which is Selection Sunday, March 14th, I will be giving away another $25 gift card or a t-shirt to your favorite college off of like Fanatics or something like that. I will already be doing one since we hit 6,000 subscribers, and I will be doing another one if we hit 7,000 as well. So right now we're only 810 away. We've been chugging along, getting almost like 90 subscribers a day over the last week. So thank you guys for all the support. But if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're just watching this video for the first time, finding me for the first time because you want to watch some Big 12 tournament predictions, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on, send me a screenshot of you being subscribed to @AlexPrice24 on Instagram. Just show me that you're subscribed by sending me the screenshot, and you're entered into the giveaway. More details are in the description below, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you're subscribed, and let's go ahead and take a look here at the Big 12 tournament bracket. So Baylor ended up winning the regular season title this year. They were undefeated up until they had their COVID pause, and then they struggled just a tad out of the gate. But now with a resounding win today against Texas Tech, they locked up the 1 seed against West Virginia a couple of days ago, but this game against Texas Tech just reaffirmed their standing as the top team in the Big 12 this year. Then you have Kansas there at the 2 line. They had a little bit of a kind of a struggle in late January. They fell out of the AP top 25 for only a week, but now they are back and they are looking better than ever. Then we have Texas with Shaka Smart. He was on the hot seat prior to this year, and he has saved his job. He's going to get a multi-year extension after this year. Texas is looking like a strong 4 seed, maybe a 5 seed, depending on what happens in the Big 12 tournament, maybe even a 3 seed if they go out and win the whole thing. But they are looking fantastic as the 3 line this year. West Virginia, Bob Huggins, usually his teams are known for stout defense, and then the offense kind of lags behind, but is always good. But this year, it's kind of flipped the script. Their offense is the best part of that team, and defense is they're still great on defense, but usually they're like a top team on defense, and it's just interesting to see. West Virginia is obviously very good. They're a low 2, high 3, depending on which bracketologist you follow right now, but they are looking great. 4 seed here in the Big 12. Then Oklahoma State with Cade Cunningham. He is going to be definitely the freshman of the year, almost basically consensus first pick in the NBA draft next year. He has been great, dropped 40 points on Oklahoma a couple of weeks ago. But that team isn't just Cade Cunningham. They proved it on the road against West Virginia this week. Cade Cunningham missed the game because I think he rolled his ankle in a previous one. But that team, Avery Anderson putting the team on his back, getting like 31 points. They went on the road to West Virginia and beat them. So they are now the 5 line. Texas Tech, I love this team to make a surprise run. I know it's been kind of looking bad at points in the season. They're not the best team in the Big 12. I will go ahead and say that right now. They're not the best team in the Big 12. But I do think they're one of those sleeper teams that could get hot in the tournament, in the NCAA tournament, and then make a run. They are a team I'm watching out for, especially with Mac McClung. Then we have Oklahoma as the 7 seed. They were a top team at the beginning of the season, or about midway through the season, but they have kind of fallen off the map as of late. I think they've lost like 4 or 5 of their last 7 games, something like that. But then we have TCU as an 8. There's only 7 teams have a chance of getting into the NCAA tournament this year. Actually, let's go ahead and just say 7 teams in the Big 12, because it is going to be 7 teams unless TCU, Kansas State, or Iowa State make a run. A down year for all of those programs. Iowa State, I think the last out of the last 10 Big 12 tournaments, I think it's either been Kansas or Iowa State winning every single one. I think Missouri had been mixed in back when they were in the Big 12. But I think this year may be the time for a new Big 12 champion. But let's go ahead and figure it out. Let's go ahead and start filling out the bracket. So we're going to go ahead and do our first round matchups up here real quick. TCU versus Kansas State. I actually do have Kansas State pulling off a first round upset. I mean, it's a 9-8. It's not a huge upset there, but Kansas State did just beat Oklahoma. That team is just having a down year. I mean, I think they were supposed to be like 2 years ago they were a 4 seed. I don't remember last year's performance, but I think that team can definitely beat TCU in the first round. Then I think that Oklahoma will not struggle at all against Iowa State. They will move on to the quarterfinal round here with the rest of the Big 12. So then we're going to go with Baylor beating Kansas State. I don't think that one will be very close at all either. But then I am going to go with West Virginia. I know I did just mention that Ohio State went on the road and beat West Virginia without Cade Cunningham, so all signs point to Oklahoma State winning this game. But West Virginia has played all of the Big 12 teams super close, if not beating them. Just recently, they played Oklahoma State very close up until the very end. They took Baylor to overtime, were able to beat them there. But I do think West Virginia is a really good team. I think when they get their rematch here against Oklahoma State, though Oklahoma State, kind of like Texas Tech, as I mentioned, is a team I'd love to see make a sleeper run in the NCAA tournament. I mean, the Big 12 as a whole can make a huge run through the NCAA tournament. I do think that West Virginia will end up winning that game. But then down here, Texas Tech versus Texas. I'm going to go with a 6-3 upset here and move Texas Tech on to the Big 12 semifinals. You guys know how big of a fan I am of Texas Tech this year. I think that they can beat Texas right there. I mean, that's not a knock against Texas at all. I just believe in Texas Tech. And then Kansas, I do think we'll be able to get past Oklahoma there. Not too much struggle. I've kind of fallen off the train of Oklahoma. I mean, I was never really on it to begin with. I was giving them props because, I mean, they did look good midway through the season, but they've just kind of been not too good recently. Hopefully they can turn that around in time for the tournament. But that sets up the semifinals here in the Big 12 championship tournament of Baylor and West Virginia. Those two teams had a fantastic game a couple of weeks ago, if not the game of the year so far in college basketball. It's either that one or the Michigan-Ohio State game from like 2 weeks ago or something like that. But I do think that Baylor will end up winning this rematch as well. I think Baylor is a top team in the nation right now for a reason, and I think they move on to the Big 12 finals along with Kansas. We are going to have a 1 versus 2 matchup here in the Big 12 tournament. We did have a couple upsets. We had 9-8 with, I mean, that's not a huge upset, Kansas State over TCU. But then I do love Texas Tech. I had them having a 6-3 over Texas. But, I mean, these two teams are the cream of the crop of the Big 12. You guys have to admit that. Baylor and Kansas. Kansas was the only team to give Baylor a loss this year. I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm just thinking off the top of my head right now. Forgot to check the records before I made this video. But Baylor versus Kansas here. Man, I am super excited to see what happens with this game here in the Big 12 tournament. Can Baylor get their first Big 12 tournament title? And I don't know if it's ever. I know they had their first regular season title. I think it was since like 1953 or something like that. I don't know the history of the Big 12 tournament. I only checked the last 10 years before I made this video just to see some recent history. But I do think that this is the year. I think that Baylor can move on here and win the Big 12 tournament. I think they are a fantastic team this year. They've pretty much clinched, especially with Michigan losing to Michigan State today. They've pretty much clinched the number 2 overall seed in the NCAA tournament, unless Gonzaga just somehow loses in like the semifinals of their conference tournament. Gonzaga's going to be undefeated going into the tournament. But Baylor has clearly etched their name into the top line of college basketball this year. I think they get the victory here. Not a knock against Kansas as well. Kansas, I mean, they were looking down and out about midway through January or late January, but they have been roaring back and looking fantastic as of late. But I do think that Baylor is the best team in the Big 12 this year. Maybe they're the best team in the nation. I don't know. We'll kind of see whenever the tournament bracket shakes out and whenever I do my predictions with that. But yeah, I have Baylor winning this one. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Let me know your own reactions to these predictions here. I know I'm pretty controversial with my love for Texas Tech. I've been seeing that in the bracketologies that I've been doing. Maybe I could have had Oklahoma State here moving on past West Virginia. I don't know, but I do think that West Virginia would probably win 55 out of 100 times, so that's why I went with them there. Yeah, let me know your reactions to my picks here for the Big 12 tournament. Let me know your own predictions for the Big 12 tournament in the comment section below. I love seeing what you guys think, and I love hearing your guys' reactions to mine, even if you guys hate them. I know I've been getting a lot of hate whenever I don't pick your teams or anything like that, but it's just fun to see. It's fun to do these prediction videos, especially before they happen, and see how they play out. So there we have it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all later.